Welcome to ComSpark. Today we're talking to Tim Cunningham with Grange Insurance. Hi, Tim.
Hi, Jessica.
Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
I just have a couple questions to ask you today about what you're doing at Grange Insurance and where you're going. At ComSpark, we're trying to learn more about what everybody's doing in the industry. The first one I want to ask is, can you tell me something new and exciting that you're doing at Grange, and particularly innovative would be great.
Oh, sure. Yeah, we've got a lot going on at Grange. First of all, we're rolling out new products and new capabilities for our agents and policyholders.
Okay.
And from a technology perspective, we're investing significantly in transforming and modernizing our core business platforms.
Okay.
On top of that, we're also making pretty good progress on our digital transformation.
Okay.
And then lastly, we're innovating internally, and we're partnering with external partners in the insurtech field to innovate, to bring products and capabilities to market much quicker than we could have by ourselves.
Right.
So we have a lot going on.
Digital transformation means something different to everybody.
Yes.
So can you tell me at Grange, when you say you're making progress in your digital transformation, what's that mean for you?
Well, we started with really focusing on the experiences that we wanted our policyholders and our agents to have.
Okay.
And so those moments of truth or moments of interaction is really where our digital focus is. So we want to take friction out of that experience and give options to our customers that they previously didn't have. So we think about omni-channel, we think about doing things in a digital format versus an analog format. And we really are trying to make sure that we make it really efficient and really appeals to a broad spectrum of our customer base, which is not an easy task, as you might imagine. But we think we're on the right path, and it's a journey. It will take us, some time period to get there.
Yeah.
And we're staying focused, and we're continuing to make investments in that area.
That's great. Another question. So. Kind of the opposite side of that, right? The opposite side of the coin. While we're doing some exciting things, what challenges are you frustrated with today or dealing with today?
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge when you have a lot going on, it's not uncommon across any industry or any organization, but particularly challenging for us is to make sure that we have our associates properly aligned to the urgent demands of today, where we're modernizing and upgrading new systems, and while also thinking about what skills and capabilities and preparing them to support the future. Because we've had an environment that had pretty mature systems that were well understood for a long period of time.
Yes.
And so now when we're making transformational change, we have to really think about what are the new skills, what are the investments to come out of that massive transformation and hitting the ground running and making it smooth. Wow. So the organizational change management aspect is really important to get right. So that is something that we think about.
Really interesting. It's a challenge you're bringing up that I haven't heard yet. So can you give us a couple of examples of skills that you're having to kind of source or start to train your people on, some specific skills?
Absolutely. So DevOps is one methodology that we're using to how we're going to deliver code and capability moving forward. So that's new systems that promote the code, new systems that are tracking defects, demand management, prioritization, agile teams, the maturation of agile in the way we've implemented at Grange. So those are kind of examples of the software delivery lifecycle. But then the base technology, where we had some systems that have operated extremely well, but they're 1980s, 1990s based technology, and newer technologies that we're dealing with, big data analytics, IoT, some technologies that weren't in our portfolio before are being introduced. So that's just a learning opportunity to develop new skills, add a tool to the toolbox. But hopefully that gives you a sense that we've got, we're an 85-year-old company, so we've got mature systems that we rely on day in and day out, and we're continuing to modernize. We're adding new digital capabilities that are also introducing new concepts, new tools, and new languages that didn't exist 10 years ago, 20 years ago. And so that gives us an opportunity to continue to align resources and train appropriately.
I love that you're in tune to the human aspect, the human capital aspect of it. Another question, what do you think as an IT leader successful in your career. What do you think are some key characteristics that lead to that? And I'd like if you could tell us that from the perspective of advice to others who might want to follow in your footsteps.
Yeah, for me personally, I went through a transformation in the past 3.5 years because I was in an industry for 20 plus years, very familiar, kind of grew up in it, and I switched to a new industry. Now the technology challenges are present in both. They're highly regulated, they're dealing with customers, we have lots of partners that we're dealing with, so it's not just internal processing, so there's a lot of relationships and results.
Right.
So I think continuous learning is really important. Being able to ask really good questions, because the opportunity comes in solving problems. And solving those problems really start with understanding the business. So there's lots of technology solutions and capabilities that can be applied, but if you're not asking the right question, you're not focused on the root problem or the opportunity, then you're just you're missing the point.
Yeah.
So from my perspective, I found that individuals who are really focused on trying to come up with new solutions really do well.
Okay.
Because we're under an environment that is continuously changing.
Okay.
And the status quo, while it got us to a certain point, you have to be nimble enough to learn, adapt, adjust, and go forward. So those are the 3 or 4 items that I think are behaviors that serve any leader, any manager, any associate at any level. Be inquisitive, learn, think about the bigger picture, and I think you end up having pretty much a successful, satisfied outcome.
That's great. And Tim, thank you so much for your time today. I think it's been a great conversation. I appreciate you taking the time to answer our questions today.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you everyone for joining us today. And if you'd like some more information, please visit ComSpark.tech.